Multiple law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, are responding to a shooting at a high school in Perry, Iowa, where officials say at least one victim has been killed and 2 more injured.
This video contains discussions about true crime, which may include topics such as violence, assault, and other distressing incidents. Viewer discretion is advised. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health or has been affected by any of the subjects discussed, please consider seeking help and support from a mental health professional or a trusted individual. We thank you for tuning into Verdict Vantage. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell for more content.
At least one victim deceased on the scene of a school shooting in Perry, Iowa, just in.
ATF and medical staff are on site, and a city official tells ABC News City Hall is on lockdown as a precaution. Officials are set to hold a press conference shortly. We will bring that to you live as it happens right now. I want to go to ABC's Alex Brichet, who's in Perry, Iowa, along with ABC News contributors Robert Boyce, former NYPD chief of detectives, and former FBI agent Brad Garrett, for more.
According to officials, multiple people were shot at Iowa High School on the first day after winter break. Just in from ABC News, what we know so far. The shooter at Perry High School died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, multiple law enforcement officials told NBC News. 3 others, including 2 students and an administrator, were injured in today's shooting, the official said. Details on those injuries were not immediately available. Today is the beginning of the second semester for the Perry Community School District following the winter break. The shooting comes days before the Iowa caucuses, which will kick off the 2024 Republican presidential primary process on January 15th.
Alex, what are you hearing from officials there right now?
Hey Diane, so we know that this active shooting situation broke out just before 8 a.m. here, and you can see behind me, this place is on lockdown. We've got a huge law enforcement response from state agencies, local authorities. Also, one of the state troopers here told me that the FBI is also on scene. Of course, we're expecting this update from police around 10 a.m., but a short time ago, I actually got a chance to speak with the stepmom of 2 students here. She says that one of her kids was actually hit in the back and on the arm. Thankfully, he is okay, and that his brother actually knew this shooter. Take a listen to what she had to say about learning that her kids were involved.
One of the worst moments of my entire life, but the best phone call I got was saying that they were okay. I'm glad that they're okay. Overwhelming. The pain in your heart is just overwhelming.
Diane, you can imagine.
Although the response to the scene was prompt, even including the presence of the FBI, there are still a lot of unanswered questions, and we will be anticipating more information as it becomes available.
It's certainly some relief there, but still a lot of unknown questions here. We don't know how many shooters were involved. We don't know the scope of the injuries or the fatalities here just yet. We do know ABC has been able to confirm there is at least 1 fatality, but don't know the total scope of that. Hoping to get some updates in a couple of minutes.
We do know that the shooter was a student, and that brings the question to arise: what had the student been going through before the time of this tragedy? Also, how was the shooter able to get a weapon into the school, and who had they been in communication with?
What stands out to you from what we know so far?
So you've got a rural high school in a situation where you would have injuries and people deceased apparently. But the real questions are the following. What information was out there prior to the shooting occurring? In other words, obviously the shooter got a weapon into the school. How did he or she do that? What information had he said or she said to other students, or talked about online, or said to their parents? What change in behavior has there been in him or her in recent days or weeks? Dark thoughts, acquiring weapons, talking about hurting people, substance abuse issues. You want to go through all of those things. Clearly, trying to look for something that might have popped up that could have stopped this.
Response teams did a great job at arriving readily to the scene, but the question remains, how could we have stopped this?
And Robert, we can see the large police presence there. Now, obviously, there are multiple agencies on the scene. How are officers trained to respond to situations like this, especially if you are one of the first to arrive?
To be first to arrive, your immediate assignment is to confront the shooter, find and confront the shooter, and terminate that attack, or certainly negate it. So that's the first thing you do. That really usually requires a stack on the door with other officers where you go inside. We've seen it happen before. Unfortunately, these protocols are necessary because they keep happening. But this seems to be a really rapid and coordinated response. It could save lives easily by doing so.
As you may know, life can be tough sometimes, and it's okay not to be okay. If you or someone you know is going through a tough time, please remember that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Take a moment to breathe, and consider talking to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or a counselor. You deserve support and understanding. You're not alone in this journey. Together, we can make it through the tough times. You matter, you're valuable, and taking that first step to seek help can make all the difference. You've got this.